State your name for the record.
Jin Urso.
Forgery of imperial documents, possession of stolen property, aggravated assault, resisting arrest.
On your own from the age of 15. Reckless, aggressive, and undisciplined.
This is a rebellion, isn't it? I rebel.
9 billion names of pod.
From Atlanta,
where Scarif don't like it.
It's the 9 Billion Names of Pod with Dan Bauman, Michael Reed. I'm Dan Bauman.
I'm Hammerhead Hugo.
So, let's talk about some stuff.
No, Mon Mothra has been victorious against Godzilla, so we're gonna Netflix and chill. You go ahead and play part 2.
And also thinking about it, the reason why we don't see some of these ships, some of these ships, and some of these people into the mic, Paul, is because they destroyed it. They destroyed all of it. Like some of these, like the AT-AT walkers that have some kind of space.
Stop. They're AT-ATs. God damn it, they're AT-ATs. They are not AT-ATs.
Then why don't they call it the AT? Well, what is the ATST?
It's AT,
what is the ATST? What is that?
And the new one's
the
ATST.
The ATST?
The what?
What are those?
The new ones
there's
are
AT-ATs and
AT,
there's baby
ATC,
AT-ATs.
or...
They have
I don't know.
ATSTs. They have all these other ones.
No.
They spell those out.
AT-STDs.
They're AT-ATs. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I interrupted you. Please continue.
But people, people's like, well, where did this U-wing come from, and where are these other types of, where are these soldiers, like Krennic soldiers? Where are these people? The weapon, the Death Star killed all of them. Rebellion people and Empire people, so you don't see them. Like it's a way for them to wrap it up in a nice little knot as to why you don't see other types of.
That was the most amazing thing. Like after I settled down and watched, after the movie was over, I was like, they killed everybody. They killed everybody who you never saw again
in all the
movies.
technology,
which is what they had to do, and the fact that they had the balls to do it, I applaud them.
Yeah,
because this is one of the standalone films. They were allowed to go dark,
which is weird because the merchandising spins off of this, and the Rebels spinning off of this, as well as it's like.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but in A New Hope, all we get is the X-wing and the Y-wing, right?
Yeah.
There's a bomber of some sort.
There's a B-wing.
The B-wing and the B-wing and the A-wing are in there as well.
Yeah, the Y-wing is your bomber.
Well, the A-wing is in Empire Strikes Back.
That's right.
I'm talking about just in A New Hope.
We get the X-wing and the Y-wing. Yeah.
Okay. Did they ever make a toy of the Y-wing? I never saw one.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I'm sure they did.
I don't remember seeing a toy, but I'm not calling you a liar.
I mean, I got the Bespin Cloud car that was in the film for 3 fucking seconds, but the Y-wing that was in a major battle on the Death Star, I don't have that.
I don't know. I thought they did.
Because I'm a child and I like my toys.
eBay it, Paul.
I'm looking.
Hey, I still remember I had the choice of getting like 4 different things or the AT-AT. Because the AT-AT was like $40, and of course
what is the AT-AT again?
This is in there. The Y-wing. This is in the movie.
No, I'm talking. Yes.
No, he's saying that was a toy ever made of it.
The toy.
I feel like I've seen that.
Yeah,
yeah.
The X-wing and the Y-wing were definitely in A New Hope.
Right
I distinctly remember. I just couldn't remember the other ones if they had names and stuff. Now let's talk about the new Imperial ships that we get to see in this one. We get the TIE Fighter and the TIE Viper.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was. I was like,
holy
what are those
shit!
things?
So, that was awesome, and it was actually
it's a weird interceptor kind of.
It made sense aerodynamically, because we saw in real atmosphere those big wings there. They're not very good when a strong wind kicks in, or if you tilt too much.
None of them are aerodynamic at all.
Yeah.
I mean, the X-wing maybe because it's got wings, but barely.
Let's face it. If you're, although it doesn't adhere to scientific principles, who cares how your spaceship is shaped like a cube? It's in space. There's no resistance. Mm-hmm. There's also no sound, which would make the TIE fighters sound like nothing. And I want my sound.
Yeah.
Even though I know it's completely scientifically impossible for that to happen.
Right.
I want to hear the pew 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 and the. Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Is it? Does it exist?
Oh, it exists. Oh no,
But it says vintage.
It says
Yeah, I was like, I don't
vintage.
think this
I'm
is it.
talking about from the 70s by Kenner. Because I want to know, was I kept from a Y-Wing when I was a
know.
kid?
I don't know. They might not have.
I'm going to have a seance and yell at my mother and father and
This is
say,
Kenner.
but is it original to the...
It appears to be.
All right.
It's got Kenner down here. Doesn't have the little
All right.
vintage thing.
Well, I'm a grown-ass man, so I'm going to buy me a damn Y-Wing.
You may bid when ready.
Yeah. You may snipe when ready.
Yeah.
So, like-
I got it.
Okay, so the one thing we got to address before we get into some other stuff is the whole reshoots thing, because I watched that second trailer again, like after the movie, and there's almost not one shot that's actually in the movie.
Right.
That's cut. All her dialogue, all Saw's big St. Christmas Day
What will you
speech.
become?
Right.
That's not in there.
You know?
And my favorite line from the trailer is like, "This is a rebellion, right? I rebel."
And there's shots of them running on the beach, her and Cassian, and she's got the plans. And I'm wondering if that was one of the things where they brought him in, and the writer was like, "Well, she can't get off. They all got to die, you know."
And I'm glad they did.
Yes.
Spoilers.
And that might have been what happened. That Disney wanted a happy ending, saw the happy ending film, and said, "No, you're right.
Yeah,
They got to go."
yeah.
Sometimes there's been a number of because everything comes back to Say It Almost Fire, and it does.
On this show, it does. at least.
They kept trying to get rid of the scene where Kirby kisses the girl and kind of stalks her a little bit in a loving but not really cool way. And the studio was like, no. They screened it, and everyone loved the kiss. It was the payoff for the whole thing. And the studio head went to Joel Schumacher and went, "Okay, you were right. That happens. Sometimes you got to get it to a test audience or just to see it.
Yeah.
You read it and go, we can't have that. Then you see it and go, huh, yes, that makes sense." Because nothing would have pissed me off more if for some magical reason Jen and Cassius were able to escape. No. Motherfuckers got to die.
Yeah. I'm going to credit Courtney with this. We're watching the movie, and they took out K2, and she looks over and she goes, "Again with him?" Because of what?
You can't.
I think that was a moment where you knew that they were all gone.
Yeah.
When it started with him, it's like, that's it. They're all done, because you take out pretty much the one that everybody likes.
Right. And I want to say this.
And the strongest.
If
you will.
The one that could have survived.
Yes.
Well,
in the vacuum of space.
Right.
Minus a Death Star blast.
Yeah. If the Empire had Comcast as their internet service provider, those plans never would have made it in time to the Rebels.
Nope.
They'd still be at 30% and be like, "Yep, we got it."
All right, let's talk
They
about...
might have had Comcast because they had to hardwire it.
That's right. They had to line the dish.
They did.
Hey, let's face it. This is the first time we've actually seen in how data is like. Look, it's a progress bar, data being put on a piece of. Now, obviously, we had the one little thing that we saw her shove into R2,
And we watch them take the big tape and
Right.
transmit it,
Right.
and then download it on the little flash drive.
Exactly. And when she pulled that thing out of the archives, I saw the bottom of it, and I went, "It's a fucking optical hard drive."
Yeah.
Those fail.
Stolen
man.
data tapes, as they call them.
But they're not tapes. It was a hard. Yeah. Oh, well, in 1977, no one thought of
Everything was
flash
tape.
memory.
Solid state drives. No?
Solid state.
Yeah.
So, the one planet they didn't name on the shot was when they go to the castle.
And they didn't name it, and I was watching it with Michael here, and I said, "Oh, they're on Mustafar." He said, "No, it's not Mustafar." And I'm like, "It's got to be Mustafar."
It hasn't been named. I've since seeing that, I have read some speculation, and I don't know if it's been addressed anywhere in canon, but it makes sense that it's Mustafar.
Absolutely.
Because that's the side of his transformation, his Defeat and Rebirth,
Supposedly,
where Padme died.
supposedly it was Palpatine who built that castle and made him live there, or to keep the hate and anger going. Like, remember where you got your limbs cut off? Yeah,
Yeah.
go live there.
Hey, remember where you choked the shit out of Padme? Wink, wink. That
Wink,
you
wink.
did.
Yeah.
You know, wake up. Oh, open the blinds. Oh, I'm here again.
The whole back to tank thing with whatever's left of him floating around in it.
I wanted to see
blew
more
my
of
mind.
that.
Yeah.
That was amazing, and I've seen it 3 times in the theater, and I go every time it comes up, I sit up. Everybody's looking at me like,
Unfortunately,
what's going
that's
on?
all there is.
I know, and I'm just like, maybe I can see something more. Maybe,
You ever spilled hot coffee on your wang? Well, Darth knows a few things about that. So but I like how they kind of fogged, steamed.
Yeah, you don't
it,
really see it,
because
but-
if they really showed it, you'd be like, oh, that's it, okay. You want to leave something to the imagination. That's like the monster that you don't see, but you see the evidence of the monster.
What is the time frame
Of
from
what?
Sith to this?
Oh, I mean, it's
19
right.
About
It's-
19 years.
Oh, okay.
Because the
Luke-
birth of Luke and Leia, so Leia is we'll call her anywhere between.
Well, we don't know where.
17
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Well,
Which-
Luke's,
well,
to
Luke's
make
still
it-
got to be like should have gone to college a year ago type of thing. Because
Yeah.
remember, he's
Right.
Uncle Owen. Everybody left for the academy last year, so he's done with high school. He's
Biggs.
he's a year behind everybody else. So
Right.
he's like 19, 20.
yeah,
Right. So, which makes me think, what the fuck happened to Obi-Wan? Because he was Ewan McGregor, and then
Right.
he became 50 years older.
Those double sons, man.
It's got that's
Well, there's no telling that he stayed on that planet the whole time. We're hoping
He could have had some adventures.
well, we saw him hand off, Luke to Owen and Beru, but we don't know what he did after.
supposedly
that.
in the old pre-Disney EU stuff, he hung around and he was keeping tabs on it. Like even there's mention of it in the NPR radio drama. If you've never heard that, that's fantastic. It's like that starts like
Is that out now?
oh,
What is
it was
this?
out in the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's on
this is
disc.
old NPR.
It's old NPR,
Oh.
yeah, and it's
Back when it was steam powered.
it's got like 2.5 hours before we get to the Tantive 4. There's all the whole Wormy and the when Biggs comes down to the planet and they do they race Fixer and there's all kinds of extra stuff. Yeah,
Luke finally sees Biggs on Yavin 4. It's like, hey, Biggs, you see you still got the porno stash. You still shooting?
yeah,
It's like, oh, yeah. It's
yeah.
like,
If you want some really deep stuff, look that up. That's some
Oh,
great,
yes, I'm
great,
definitely
great
gonna do
stuff.
that.
But there's talk where Ben mentions something about like, or Luke is talking about, oh yeah, that time when you helped save me from the whatever creature that was out there, the crate dragon or whatever it was. So I don't know how they're going to address that in the Disney era.
well, don't you remember the cutout scene from A New Hope where they did a flashback with with Obi and Luke doing do and they go fishing in the Sarlacc pit?
That's a different. show.
No? Oh. Andy Griffith,
Yeah, it
man.
looks like they're doing the Opie thing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm looking at you like, what?
I'm just going to let you swing on that one.
Thank you. Because comedy is so much better when you got to explain it. Oh,
I'm looking at you like, oh, what the?
I'm letting you dig that hole yourself.
I basically did a Family Guy cutaway. Remember that time when we went fishing in the Sarlacc pit? Like, okay.
Just real quick back to Vader's castle.
Yes.
And in
Oh,
the,
you mean Rogue One, the thing we're actually talking
yes,
about?
yes.
Okay.
And in the tube and all of
The
that.
Bacta. Mm-hmm. Straight out the Bacta.
Sure. I just wanted the steam to come down on his face enough, and he could not. It wouldn't have to be straight on. It could have been off to see an aged
Hayden Christensen.
Hayden Christensen
Yeah.
to help.
You know how
with
many people
the
would have
Force.
booed?
No. But he didn't have to say anything. He didn't have to do anything. Just look.
Oh, so
Just
like
look-
the first 3 movies.
Right.
Ouch.
Wasn't there concept art?
I hate
There was.
sand.
There is art.
gets
there was
everywhere.
art done of Anakin post burn pre Vader.
Yeah,
or during
concept
Vader.
art of Hayden
Yeah.
Christensen for Force
Well,
Awakens.
I say
saw.
that to say to better because he's the new Force Ghost, not the new Force Ghost, but he's they changed the Force Ghost in After Jedi to the Hayden Christensen.
Yeah.
And I was like, so that would just
Bollocks.
better
Bollocks.
bat that
I don't
home.
remember
I know
that.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't
think that.
I don't think that.
You know, we don't have that copy. No, what are you talking about? I don't know.
One of the it was funny because one of the issues I had, I'm watching, he finally comes out in his full regalia, and I was like, man, the suit looks weird.
It did the neck.
This thing looked weird too.
Right.
It looked like it was just placed on.
And then I went
Velcro.
back and watched New Hope, and I was like, oh my god, it's perfect.
It's a rep. Yeah, it's an
recreated.
exact
Because it's so
replica.
crystal clear,
Yeah.
and you're
It's
paying so
such
much
a-
attention to it.
Well,
now,
yeah, we've
my
seen it in
second
3D
favorite
too.
Krennic moment. So I'm still in command. And he goes, chokes him as, watch your
Be careful, don't choke on your aspirations.
and I'm just like, Vader could have just reached out and like did like a saber drop or mic drop, like boom, choke a motherfucker.
Yeah, my only problem with the scene leading up to that, going to the costume, I just think it was shot poorly because you see the costume later on in the film and it looks fine.
Yeah,
Just
it's
like
also
the
not lit very well. It's not lit very well later. It's all dark and shadowy.
Right.
This is
Which-
like full light.
So I thought that I thought this was shot poorly. I thought the shot from Krennic to Vader made it look like Vader was just a little taller than Krennic, where Vader is 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
Right.
Which he would have loomed over him, and the giant helmet, which looked a little bit like Dark Helmet from is the actual helmet, but the proportions were thrown off by the angle that it was shot.
I do like the shadow though. Krennic, like his Vader's shadow is just.
I love the scene,
covering
but
him the entire way.
I get the critics, but the reality is the costume has to look exactly like it does because we're rolling right into the next film.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
But also keep in mind, who's to say he doesn't have more than one? Obviously,
he must.
He has a human body, so
He can take- he has to
he's
take
gotta
it off.
pop it. Well,
So
that's
this was the casual.
Vader casual. I wear this around the
weekends.
castle.
When we saw the
wasn't
Emperor,
it wasn't
that
even
was
his
the-
suit. This was his snuggie.
right.
When we see him with the
It's-
Emperor, he's got his formal on. He's got his formal suit on.
Exactly. All those buttons. The reason they didn't look right because they were silk screened on to his snuggie.
Right.
His little jams.
Batman, Iron Man, and Darth Vader have this wall of suits.
He was wearing his underoos.
Right, he
his
was.
Vader underoos.
I falsely got too excited the first time I saw it because his little servant guy is coming to tell, hey, Vader, so and so is here.
That was cool. By the way.
I thought I was like, oh,
That was
oh,
a
that's
call,
not that's nobody.
call back from Return of the Jedi and the Emperor's
Yeah, that's
assistant
right.
and consorts.
The Crayola.
Right.
Yeah. Is that really what they're called? No. I was like, well,
Hey,
we
Crayola.
talked about
So many
crappy
different
names
names.
earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
many
yeah.
different names.
You're talking about the red.
No,
No, he's talking about he has
the
the
old,
minion
the old,
guy.
Yeah.
Oh, the minion guy. He actually has a name.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it is, but he was in the original trilogy.
Yeah,
That
he was in,
character, but I can't remember the.
But there was 3 or 4. They were like the fates, basically, to the Emperor, and
Right.
he consorted with them. They were like Sith witches or something.
Something like that. Yeah. Yep. So, okay. What happens?
We keep skipping. I don't know where we are.
I don't know.
We're in the castle.
We're in the castle.
Darth Vader has put on his worst outfit for Krennic, just showing his disdain for this.
Castle. We call it Castle Casual.
Yeah.
He chokes a bitch,
He was
but
in
not
the-
all the way.
He was in his man cave, and so do we jump to Scarif or what? Do we, no, we
No, we got to go to.
No, we got to go to Yavin 4.
okay.
You got to go to Yavin
All right.
4. And my
Yeah.
babe, my woman, my boo,
Mon Mothma.
my Mothma, man, my Mothma.
Now I read that that actress was cut out of Revenge of the Sith. She was supposedly filmed some stuff for Revenge of the Sith, and they cut her out.
They've
Yeah.
used her for the Disney shoots.
Oh, yeah?
Has anyone been down to Star Tours?
No.
All right, so in Star Tours, there's end scenes where you land in 3 or 4 different places, and one of them, you land aboard the Rebel fleet, and there's like a whole line of Rebel leaders, and Mon Mothma is standing right there, and it's the woman that you see.
Nice. They recreated General Dodonna. They recreated they did, like, just seeing them in that temple was amazing. from the trailers.
And the guy with the little pew pew pew, the bar scan guy, the
Yeah.
guy with the barcode scanner.
when he's
It's
watching
like,
it.
and there that ship's coming in. Pew, pew, pew. Yep, got it.
Yep.
Did you see when they left? He was just like, oh.
Huh?
Yeah.
He was just sitting there like,
His radar detector.
yeah.
he wasn't pointing anything. He was just sitting there like, all right.
Now here, I missed it both times. There's 2 Rebels
Yes.
callbacks.
Yes,
Or-
I
or
heard
Easter
it. I
eggs.
heard it. The first one, the audible one, I
Yeah,
heard
they-
it, but I thought nothing of it.
Yeah, they page a General Syndulla,
General
who
Syndulla.
is one of the main characters.
Yeah,
in
I
Rebels.
paid attention to this background noise, like hey, those T-15s and
right,
all that other stuff.
But supposedly, and I've seen a still of it, Chopper, the droid from Rebels, is in it.
There's 3, by the way.
Yeah, well, the Ghost is in
Yes,
it as well.
exactly, yeah.
But in that scene, in that
the
sequence,
Ghost.
the ship from Rebels
Oh.
is in the Battle of Scarif.
All right, I need to see.
No,
Rebels.
it's on the Rebel base.
Oh, it is too. Yeah, but it's
on
in the
Rebel-
battle as well.
Yes, it's on the Rebel.
That's
yeah.
right. That's right. I
And
missed
it's
it
part
both
of the
times.
fleet. You get the back shot in the fleet when they attack.
Right. Right. That's what I was hoping for. Yeah, right up there in the top there. I was hoping for some kind of live action Rebels something. I mean, we got
Something.
Chopper, but I
do
was
get
like
Chopper.
in that scene where they're looking at the plans. I
But
was
you don't
like,
have Chopper until you have.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
have him until you hear him.
just one of the characters. They get like any one of them.
You're
they
looking
could've.
like, what in the world?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I need to watch Rebels.
Yeah.
I understand.
It is
Yep.
really good too.
Yeah, it is really good. Well, James Earl Jones does the voice of Vader on
Rebels.
and he's fucking terrifying. He's in so
Vader is
so
insane.
well.
Because you barely see him, but when you do see him,
Yeah,
Well, they
he just
kind-
comes in and kicks ass. Like he
I mean,
does
we
in-
only
Pretty
had
much
what,
like what he
maybe
did
in
in
Rogue
Rogue One.
One, 3 Vader scenes, significant Vader scenes.
yeah.
So they used him. They didn't overuse him, and I think they used him just about right.
Right.
They didn't say, "Hey, look, Vader's back," and Vader's back again. More Vader. Half the film is Vader. They didn't do that.
No.
Which is exactly the way.
Shit,
it
there's
should
more
be.
Tarkin than Vader by
Right,
a long shot.
Exactly.
so Chopper.
Yeah, there's Chopper, the droid.
Yes, everybody listening, look at that.
Yes, we're looking. We're looking.
It's out
online.
online.
I looked
It's
it up.
amazing.
It's, you see him?
Yeah.
This little one over here.
So back to Mon Mothma. Mm-hmm. Now, who would have guessed that even the rebels were mired down in bureaucracy and votes, and
Yeah.
it's like the UN, only more effective.
It's funny. The Clone Wars is kind of all about that. If you watch the cartoon, they get real into it.
Keep rubbing it in, Dan. Just keep rubbing it
I got
in.
the whole box set. So,
Yeah?
oh yeah,
You don't even need the box set. Just turn on Netflix.
that's
There's
right.
even websites that tell you which order to watch it in because they're not in order. The way they air, they're not in actual chronological order.
Hey, I watch shows on Fox. I know about that. Hey, let's pick this 5th episode that makes no sense to anybody and make that the pilot that everyone. Yeah. Anyway, continuing on.
Okay,
Blah
so-
blah blah. Yeah. Jen tells the story. There's we got to go to Scarif to get the plans. We got to go for it. No. We've got to fight. They got the Death Star. We're screwed. We better run. There's a lot of pussies.
Well, there's
in-
a lot of we don't
in-
know who you are and why you're telling us all this. And
Yeah, but
you-
I was like, no, we're not going to fight. We've got to run. I'm like,
but my dad built it. You know?
Well, they don't even believe that there's a Death Star at that point.
Right.
that's true. They, we
it's
would
all
think
hearsay.
you would have thought, word might have come about Jeddah, but then the disinformation, the Empire's Fox network said, it was a seismological event or
Something. Yeah.
something like that. So it's been
Yeah,
it's
because
been-
Vader says the Senate doesn't even know about this.
right, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. They cover it up.
They cover it
completely,
up as
which makes sense.
with, COINTELPRO misinformation,
But
whatever.
so they rally some troops together. Basically, she tells her little hope speech, which is cool. It ties in so well with the Leia stuff at the end and the Leia stuff in New Hope that they say, "Fuck it, let's go." And
There's a supposed Easter egg in that from Rebels
Mm-hmm.
where
Oh,
where you hear
just
Zeb.
You just keep talking about rebels. I'm going to go have a smoke.
No,
and a
it's-
where
drink.
you hear Zeb. He's supposed to say his Cerebus.
I
or
think
something like
somebody says it. I'm not sure if it's Zeb or not.
that. Well, you don't see it.
No, but you hear
only
somebody
it. So
say it,
supposedly
yeah.
he's there, and with General Syndulla, please come, whatever.
Yeah.
Like they're on base. You see Chopper,
Right.
So they're there somewhere.
But okay, we're gonna get deep for a second. my theory is that we're gonna have to watch, because the great scene, the other great line in that scene is the talking to Bail Organa about
What about your Jedi friend?
your Jedi friend.
There you go. Another Easter egg, but to the other films that we don't talk about.
Not his fault. I'll give it to Jimmy Smits. Yeah,
No,
like
Jimmy Smits was
I'm
fine,
glad
and-
he's embraced it and came back to be
Of
Bail
course.
Organa. I'm really happy about that. But that leaves a big hole in Rebels because there's two others that,
Yeah, where exactly?
So-
Where is he?
so-
yeah, because he needs to be there.
but both of them,
Oh, you're right.
Kanan and
yeah,
Ezra.
Kanan,
So they could
well,
be.
no, 3 because then where's Sabine?
But she's not a Jedi though.
But she's
Well, no,
part
I'm,
of the crew.
well, but I'm saying she says we need to find your Jedi friend. They don't have any others, so where are Kanan and Ezra? They must be at that point. They have to be
What does mean?
dead,
Okay.
or something
Or
to that
something.
effect.
They're
Because
Sith
Well,
now.
let's face it.
or maybe that's very possible.
everybody in the galaxy is either dead
And
or
Ahsoka.
something.
Right,
Because
whereas-
Ahsoka is this as well.
That's true.
So all 3 of them are dead?
Maybe
No,
maybe
I
Vader
thought,
finally.
I thought Ahsoka was killed at the end.
No,
of...
she's
she's
there.
She's back.
She's
Yeah.
there.
Well, no, she.
Oh,
just
wait,
left.
are you watching Rebels too?
No, but I watched Revenge of the Sith, and she gets gunned down from
No,
behind.
that's not Ahsoka.
Oh, that's not her?
No, in Clone Wars.
Oh, that's that other one that looks. Yeah, I know what you're talking
in
about.
Clone
The one that
Wars.
looks exactly like her.
Yeah, yeah. No,
I got
Clone
it.
Wars. She basically rescinds the Jedi Order and takes off, but then she becomes a rebel spy.
I got
later
you.
on. So
She's Fulcrum.
she's
Well,
Fulcrum.
Now,
One of.
jumping
One
jumping back into the film, and what you were talking about Bail Organa. What was the significance of Bail being in the film? Is the entire time that you're watching A New Hope, you're really thinking that they just targeted the nicest, sweetest planet in the universe. This is where all the happy people are. You basically blew up Whoville. You know, that's the way they make us
No,
out.
there was a total reason for it because it was Princess Leia's home planet.
Right. No, I mean they went after her, for that. But she said, we're peaceful. We have no weapons. But Bale's on base at Yavin 4, planning along with the rebels. He's as aggressive as any of them are.
Yeah.
His daughter is,
Well, he was
actively
working- I
would
working
trust her with my life.
as a
working.
spy.
He was working with the Jedi back in the day.
So there is a true reason rather than just like, oh, this is your planet, we hate you, we're going to blow it up.
Right.
How many of you, when he was on Yavin 4, like, I need to return to Alderaan, like, hey, maybe, just wait a second.
Well, as he walks out, he's like Captain Antilles. I was
Yep.
like, oh, hey.
Had he flown Frontier, he would have never made it.
Southwest.
Either way, he's dead. Now,
Go. Just real quick, the Twi'lek Jedi Master that you're talking about is not Ahsoka. It's Ayla Secura.
right.
She's blue.
She's blue.
okay.
What about that one?
Yeah.
What about that blue one?
What about that blue one?
Her motivator is just fine. Just fine. Rest me.
Matter of fact, I think it's on overdrive.
So it's during
Speaking of Twi'leks, real quick though, either Jedi or stripper. That's the two things you can be if you're a Twi'lek.
yeah. What the
They're
hell,
dancers.
man?
They're dancers.
Right. In Jabba's palace.
Right.
and chubby, long-lipped singers that 3D.
I don't
She's a
remember-
Twi'lek? She's a Twi'lek?
I don't
No, she's
remember
not
that.
a Twi'lek.
That didn't
Oh.
happen either. That wasn't.
Anyway. Anyway.
Yes.
So they go.
Yep.
And
the-
what's your call sign?
They call the movie.
For like 45 minutes before finally Rogue One, and they take off and go.
Yep.
And the little radar guy goes, "All right, well, bye."
And the rebellion does keep Rogue Squadron. It becomes like their elite squadron after the movies and stuff.
All right. So they get themselves over to the planet Scarif, and
That has the shield from Spaceballs.
yeah,
Planet-wide shield.
yeah, a planet-wide shield generated from a stationary orbital
Platform ring.
platform. You're thinking, if they had this technology before Return of the Jedi, why the fuck did they base it on a planet to protect Death Star 2? Why not just have this same mobile platform protecting the Death Star You know,
Maybe the Death Star 2 doesn't have its own gravity, and it needs gravity to orbit.
Good call.
I'm talking about where the shield is based from. It can use the gravity of the moon, but instead of having the shield generator on the Endor moon, have it be a platform up there.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Maybe the lessons taught at Scarif are why they ended up putting it on Endor.
hide it on the planet so they can't
Possibly.
find it.
You know, maybe Spaceballs hadn't come out yet, so they didn't get that idea.
George Lucas and Mel Brooks are having a little chat, and they're like, Anyway, they get there. Will the code work? Where have we seen that before?
Yep.
And,
Or after, technically.
Yes. When have we seen that after?
Fly casual.
And we get, exactly, I don't know, fly casual.
And it works.
And they get down there, and let me tell you, you can look it up right now. Where the fuck is Scarif? Where was it shot? Because I want to go and just...
Oh, absolutely.
I just want to live there. That just looks like a freaking paradise. Because, everything but the buildings are probably real. Like, it's a real location.
It was.
They
It
just
was definitely-
They just CGI'd, the tower
where
and
did-
stuff.
Lake Hartwell?
It's Lake Lanier. It's that corner that you don't really see very often. And you got to go up there. Oh, it was gorgeous.
It was gorgeous, yeah.
I just want to go there and just do things.
And it was cool to see. Well, again, in the Star Wars universe, there's only each planet only has one climate.
And do you think that they ended up there because there really was the climate had nothing to do with it. The topography had nothing really to do with anything in this film. Was it the location scouts just really wanted to go to Fiji,
this is the place.
Fiji or wherever they ended
Yeah, we're
up.
gonna have to film. We're gonna have
Yeah.
to shoot here for months, I think.
All right, so
Gareth Andrews is like, all right, if I got to shoot for 6 months,
Let's go to the beach.
Exactly.
all right, so Galen's homeworld at the beginning of the movie. It's in Iceland.
Okay.
oh, is it?
Yeah.
I'm going there at the end of February.
Are you really?
Now
It's,
I have to figure out where
It's
that
not
is.
Reykjavik.
Nice.
It's some other place I can't spell. Just with an R.
A lot of consonants, right?
Yeah.
I don't care where it is. I'm
Just like
going
any place
there.
in Wales.
Rhaenys
Yeah.
Jara. Rhaenys Jara. Rhaenys
Yeah.
Jara?
Good luck with
Something
that.
All right, whatever.
Yeah. Maldives is
Oh, that is it.
Is Scarif?
Scarif. Mm-hmm.
The Maldives.
The Maldives.
All right.
Lamu Atoll, Maldives.
And that is a big touristy. Because
Good.
Well, it was.
it was until
Yeah.
the walkers, blew it up.
Yeah, poor motherfucker that lived a solitary life on that old Jedi temple island, and all of a sudden Force Awakens comes out, and there's 900 nerds every day. Like, oh, there it is.
It's like the little hotel in Tunisia where they shot the.
This
Uncle
is where
Owen's
St.
place.
Patrick sent all the snakes.
with the Force.
Anyway, so they get down to the planet.
They get down to the
They
planet.
get to the planet. Then they get on to the. I think
They-
it was landing pad 9. I think it was. I
Okay.
can't remember. One of the landing.
Well,
pads.
they pull the old
LP9.
They pull the old. Hey, come on up here and help us so we can steal your clothes. And
No, it was
Yeah.
prepared to be boarded for inspection.
oh well, still
Came up. They didn't invite him up. They came up for inspection.
And
Oh yeah, but he's like, oh yeah, the planet. What you're looking for? It's down here.
it's down here.
Yeah,
it's down
and,
here.
And luckily, there was one real short little guy and a normal sized guy.
Aren't you a little short for a?
For an imperial officer.
Notice there was a stormtrooper or two when they came in. There wasn't any stormtroopers coming out. I wonder if anyone noticed that.
Right.
Nope, nobody noticed that.
Yeah. So they went in with an imperial officer and came out with a droid.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing I did notice in this scene, and this is probably on the cutting room floor somewhere, the foreshadowing with Jyn and her hand-to-hand skills, and the fact that she uses the staffs, especially when they're on Jeddah, to just lay waste to those stormtroopers. When they get there, she's got the 2 sticks
Yep.
with that uniform.
Yeah.
They're setting up for some big showdown
And it
because they've
doesn't-
already gotten to this point to show that she can handle it.
and it doesn't happen.
We've completely forgotten an entire crucial scene.
Which one?
Galen?
Oh,
Oh.
in the rain planet,
Yeah.
the rainstorm.
Oh yeah.
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 I just...
Yeah, they go to look for him. They find out where he's going to be. And
Cassius has been tasked to kill him,
Yep,
not
and he
extract
goes up.
him.
He goes up to
kill
snipe, and
And Chirrut was like, so does he look like a killer? Because he's giving off a Force, I'm going to kill somebody vibe.
He's got a Vader-y thing.
She's like, why do you ask?
And the rebellion comes in before, on their own to take it out because they want him out. They want Galen Erso.
So did they
killed.
not trust that he would have done it?
No, they lost contact with them.
That's right, because that
And
planet was so fucked
this
up.
was Plan B.
Right.
There's also a huge leap of faith here, where she climbs down one side of a chasm, crosses it, and climbs up the the ladder of the far platform, and gets there before anyone else who left before her.
Yes.
Yeah.
She used her Jedi jump.
Could be. That was what she used the crystal for.
That's right.
There you go. Everybody gets one.
Everybody
That's
gets
right.
one. Yeah, and we see something we've never seen before. A bunch of stormtroopers hit their target.
But they weren't stormtroopers.
Yeah, they were the elite.
They were the elite ones.
guys.
The ones that we don't ever see
The ones who
again.
can actually.
The
And
ones
they
in
were
the black
super
outfit, or
close.
the
Yes,
ones in the,
the ones in the black outfit.
Because I've seen in this one, there's the classic white ones, and then there's slightly modified kind of tan ones.
Those were on
Or-
Scarif.
Or maybe they're just like their outfits are
Sand
like
troopers,
really
yeah.
old, and
They were the same
plastic-
outfit that the ones on Endor. The same outfit right in the
The
speeder
bikers-
bikes.
Oh, they
Oh,
the
They
same
had the
helmets.
same mat.
Yeah,
the
same
same
helmets.
mask.
Yeah.
They might have been the color. Was
They call
different,
them
but it was the same
shore
mask.
troopers.
Shore trooper.
Those are the ones
It was
that
just
are.
another thing
toy
for you to buy.
Yeah, another toy you can make, another mask, another helmet. Well, and that actually goes back to what you were talking about, the blowing up Jeddah and getting rid of the crystal thing. I mean, if they did that and then they killed all the engineers as well, it's like we're covering our tracks. We're going to get rid of everybody who was involved with this because it's built, it's finished, and we're going to.
It could never be destroyed. We'll be just fine.
Right. So there you go.
And who knew that the Death Star could go into light space?
Well, it would have had to.
it had to, yeah.
Now
You don't ever
Prepare
see it.
the
The
Death
hyperspace.
Star.
I was like, whoa.
The rebel,
gonna-
the rebel base is on the far side of the moon. The Death Star is around the planet in 15
30 minutes.
It's like, couldn't you just wing, dead? Like, no. Let's take the scenic route. Yes, talking.
Well, they could have just blown up that planet first,
Exactly.
and then gotten it out of the way, and then blown it.
This one
They could have
goes
done
through
a
this.
quadruple
Maybe it has to-
reactor and just gone right through it.
Yeah, take them both out.
This gun goes through the wall and a school bus.
Yeah.
And the building behind it.
Yeah, why didn't they blow up the planet and
Yeah,
then
blow up Yavin and then take the moon.
Forget
out.
about the
Yeah.
light speed
Hey,
aspect.
you have no idea the refractory period on the Death Star. It needs a little.
The calculations to make that go through and not hit another planet.
Right.
Oh,
wow.
much more
the
complicated.
Empire's like, whoa. We got to make sure we don't kill a billion people we don't want to.
Yeah,
No,
we-
but they would if they hit the planet, not if they hit the planet with it itself.
With
it
the
would
Death
blow up
Star.
too.
Maybe
It would
maybe we
crush.
just throw some stormtroopers.
Oh, you're talking about
around.
it would destroy the moon.
Yeah, no, it would destroy them. It would
course
destroy
it would.
them. Yeah.
Well, we know that actually could never happen because the explosion on the Endor moon. Han Solo was only 100 feet away when it blew up. That took out a half a square mile. And then, of course, when the Death Star blew up, it didn't completely strip that Endor moon of everything that was on it and set it on fire.
And knock it off its axis.
Exactly. That didn't happen. So see, that's how things work in that galaxy far, far away.
This is a different one.
Oh, okay.
2016.
Okay. I like how we revise physics every year. Like, well, 2017. Well, let's not get into.
They didn't have a Neil deGrasse Tyson back then.
Well, okay, so we're on
Well,
that.
they did, but he
we're on the
wasn't.
platform. We get the obligatory Jin watching her father get killed
Yes.
by accident, kind of.
Yeah, because those
Friendly fire.
those weren't.
Friendly
Yeah, it
fire.
wasn't
Well,
Empire.
no, it was
those
intentional
were
for him, though.
rebellion
It was.
bombs.
And then she still goes back and tries to help the rebellion get take out the Death Star. So
I have so many things to tell you, but I'm dead now.
yeah,
It's like, okay, well, hopefully none of them were very crucial to, it's an exhaust port just below the,
Well, he did all that in the hologram.
in the
so-
message, yeah.
so
But
she did know that.
Well, he didn't spell it out exactly.
That's true.
True, but he said where
Well,
to
he
go
said
get it.
you need to get the plans.
You got to go get it from
and-
Scarif.
Yeah.
The plans.
It's like, Dad, you're recording this. Couldn't you just say it now, and so we can negate this entire Scarif bullshit? Just tell us, coordinates here, shoot there. No, we got to go to Scarif. Okay, sure, why not?
But wasn't he trying to get rescued at the same time?
Yeah.
Wasn't he trying to get?
He didn't want to die for this. He would have liked to have been rescued. It's like, I'll give you some of the information, but come get me. I'll hold your hand through the whole thing.
I know a little more. Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me.
I have a viable Disney contract in both the superhero and science fiction realms. I really don't want to hang out here.
I don't want to
much
die in
longer.
every movie that I do. Okay, jumping back to Scarif.
Great planet name. I fully approve.
All right. We basically get to see the battle that is mentioned in the crawl of the rebels have won their first battle against the evil Galactic Empire, and back what you said, they pulled footage of Blue Leader and Red Leader and Gold Leader, and supposedly there was Blue Squadron as well, which was a callback to the script again. Originally, the script was in the original script it was Blue Squadron. Not Red. He wasn't Red 5. It was Blue, whatever. So they put Blue Squadron back in there.
Right. And they're the ones who go on the planet, and that's why they don't exist.
Right. And also,
I want to jump in here on Blue Squadron too, because there's a very interesting Easter egg in A New Hope. The character that introduces Chewbacca to Obi-Wan Kenobi in Mos Eisley is wearing the Blue Squadron
Is he?
uniform, and his name is Bo Shek. I mean, I know that from the Star Wars collectible card game from
Right.
years back.
You mean the original one from?
Ooh.
Because I have a complete set.
no,
including
the card
stickers.
game, the collectible, the game,
Are you
right?
talking about the
game.
trading cards?
I'm
from
not
the
talking about the trade
70s?
cards. I'm talking about the card game. The Decipher was the
Oh,
company.
okay.
Yeah, it was like the 90s when that.
But yeah,
started.
he's probably in that blue set as well, because it's an instant, but he stands there and you can see the three of them talking, and he walks away.
Yeah.
But he's wearing that uniform.
That's pretty cool. I know.
So
I
he
didn't
might
realize.
be the surviving member
Of Blue
Now,
Squadron.
Did he get off the planet? Was he sick that day? And
Yeah,
Maybe he never left Yavin 4.
Yeah, that's true. He might not have gone. What I did like was
Boy, talk about Survivors Guild.
you got to see.
But it would be a good connection with Rebels to connect Obi-Wan with
True.
not necessarily the show, but the rebellion itself.
Right. You got to see the original Red 5. Mm-hmm. He says, "I'm Red 5," and he doesn't
The whole
make it
theater
out.
clapped and everything.
Yep. And I was like, that's really cool, because why is Luke Red 5? Because there was an opening, and
And as soon as you said Red 5, I'm like, oh, it's been nice knowing you.
I was like, why is
you
he
gonna die?
Yeah. He's like, I'm Red 5. Why is he spelling out his name? Oh, that's why.
Now, one thing I was very distraught not to see in the attack on Scarif. Mm-hmm. Who are we missing?
Who are we missing? We're missing a lot of people.
Come on.
That's a little broad. Give me
Imperial or Rebel?
Biggs.
Rebel. Well, no, yeah, we're missing Biggs.
We're missing Wedge.
Yeah.
Wedge Antilles.
Yeah. Porkins, man!
Oh,
Another
Jack.
one of those ingeniously named characters. Hey, he's fat. Let's call him Porkins.
They replaced Porkins with the lady black girl flyer.
Sure. Why not?
Okay.
I'm just, all right. If you're gonna bring back, gold and red,
Yep.
bring back Porkins, man. He said he could hold it together. He can't hold it together.
He can't hold it together.
But
Yeah.
that might be the interesting thing. So many died in this battle that they had to.
He's the janitor, and it's
Right.
like, come on, Porkins, you can. Yeah,
He's
just-
six string.
It's like
Off the bench.
It's like on Independence Day when,
Yeah.
when the aliens killed everybody on Independence Day, and they had to go get the crop dusters and everybody. else.
Exactly. It's like,
That's
Cousin
all
Eddie.
right, all right, Porkins.
Jack Porkins' cousin Eddie.
Put some cling film on the mashed potatoes. Put it in the fridge. Leave the can.
Is there anybody left? Anybody?
Yeah. Oh.
That's possible. That's
No.
possible.
I mean, I'll go.
I mean,
All right.
anyway, back to that scene you were talking about when we get another Rebels another Rebels reference with the Hammerhead Corvettes.
Now, do you want the backstory on that?
Sure, because
Or do you
I think
wanna watch
it's a-
Rebels?
I
You
think
wanna
it's
watch
a
Rebels?
Stupid fucking name.
Well,
It's a,
Princess
it is a
Leia's
stupid
ship
name.
is a Corvette as well. The Tantive 4 is a Corvette.
Corellian, yeah.
Is a Corellian Corvette. It's just that's a name George obviously likes cars, so
So
And-
Princess
I tell
Leia.
you, he has a record of like, wow, C-3PO, but great names, and then these dumb fucking names like Darth Sidious and General Grievous. It's like, I'm just.
you got
I just have issues.
He knew
I just-
it was gonna get to you.
It's like he was going at 100 miles an hour, and then suddenly he ran out of gas, and while he was coasting to a stop, just started naming shit. Mon Calamari, all this other bullshit.
He likes calamari. It is tasty.
I'm sure that was an inside joke, and again, a little too on the nose.
a little bit.
That's not inside. That's outside with like with beams of light on it and fireworks pointing, going.
To be fair, in the 70s, not a lot of people knew what calamari was. It was the sushi of its day, I think.
True, yeah.
Was it? All right.
I was well into probably the 80s or 90s when calamari popped up in some Italian restaurant I was eating. I was like, that's
so
the
maybe-
name of those. That's Akbar.
Yeah.
So maybe back in the day that was a very clever joke, but now it's stupid.
Well, yeah,
Right.
well, that,
okay, I'll give.
But Corvettes were pretty.
yeah,
and they're still pretty cool.
Well, they never said it before. It was
Right.
just-
They never said the name of them
Until
before.
now.
Until
But you got to admit, that's a cool ass maneuver. I mean, that's some
Oh,
badass
yeah.
shit to
Now that
let's slam.
Now,
let's,
if I remember, he slammed into the one that lost engine power.
Yeah, they shot
right?
him with ion
because
cannons.
it's not
It
like
didn't
you
have-
go, hey, look, there's a Star Destroyer. Let's hammer.
that's 18 times the size of yours.
Yeah, you
Like,
can't you can't fight against their engines, but if their engines are gone,
yeah, if you
man,
hit them with ion cannons,
that
takes it all.
that maneuver just.
And just shows that Star Wars will use physics when it needs to.
right.
It's the only time that physics was accurate.
Yeah, I like it how all of a sudden we've lost power and we're dropping down because
Yeah.
maybe it's with maybe the gravity of Scarif was enough to start bringing it down. Okay, we could say that. It's
Yeah, they're in the stratosphere more or less.
Yeah.
They're
in space.
there's gravity. Well, hell, the sun has gravitational control over Pluto, which is millions of miles away. So
Okay.
gravity is a thing, and okay. I just find it interesting that you lose power, you don't just drift, you start heading downward. Like, what's down there? It's space.
Yeah.
In this case, there's a planet, so we can
Yep.
go there. Tell us about the Hammerhead Corvette Hammerhead.
Just the loose story. I'm not going to get all technical, but
Oh
basically,
no! I want the next half hour to be nothing but this ship.
Princess Leia in the show Rebels is giving 3 ships to the Rebel Alliance because
Right.
they need ships.
Right.
The Santa, what is it? The Pinta.
The Nina, the Pinta, and the Hammerhead Corvette.
But she can't.
Plymouth Rock is fucking over.
But
Boom.
she can't just outright give the ships from her home world to the rebels because then the
jig is
Senate
up,
would
yeah.
know that they gave it to them. So they had to go get. She gave it to them. It
So
got captured.
she was part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor.
Yes.
Yes.
They would have to take her away.
Yes.
Okay.
This is an ambassador.
It's a consulate.
Where is the ambassador?
Yeah.
But anyways,
like,
the rebels.
Who are you fooling? We saw your fucking ship come out of the Rebel ship that was just battling on Scarif. What's this ruse you're coming up with a counselor ship? I just happened to be passing by. We saw you eject it. Okay.
Yep,
Continue.
we're getting there. We're getting there.
We're getting there.
So they go in. They get the. She finally gives K2 the blaster he always wanted, and he's a badass, just taking stormtroopers out left and right.
It is,
Piles and piles and piles of stormtroopers.
he's like talking. He's, they come in. He goes, "Oh, it's that way." What? He's, oh, whatever. Pew,
Bang,
pew,
bang,
pew.
bang,
and just
bang.
like and he's like, he doesn't even look up. He's like, pew. Just-
So talking about K2
yeah.
being a reprogrammed Imperial droid, did
Right.
they reprogram so much that he doesn't know anything Imperial anymore? Because
He did.
on Jeddah, he's sitting here trying to be. He's a reprogrammed Imperial droid trying to impersonate a regular Imperial droid,
that was-
and he can't.
But that was
Maybe.
hilarious.
It
That
was
was
hilarious. It was, but he can't.
These
He's
are
like,
prisoners
these are
that I am
prisoners
taking
that I'm
to
taking to
prison.
There's difference between protocol and knowing tactical information and being able to commit subterfuge and lying. Remember, robots can only do what they're programmed to do. So I'll give it. I'll give it to
Okay,
him. There.
and so the same thing happens on Scarif.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, they're well, you know,
I
or
tell
he
you,
knocks him down.
I tell
first.
you, it would have ruined the film for me. But I almost wanted him to say, "Boring conversation," anyway.
Yep.
But he didn't do it.
And he's the one who almost got the "I've got a bad feeling about this"
Yes.
line. They cut him off before that. I thought
Yeah.
that was a
They were like,
nice
"Hey,
little
hey,
touch. Hey, shut up, shut up.
No, we're not doing that. Now, one thing that we need to address is a very problematic cameo and a callback or a call forward to A New Hope, or I guess callback to all the films of Star Wars ever made.
Okay.
R2 and C-3PO.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
around, man.
They would have been.
Oh, we're gonna fight? No one tells me anything. As they're all leaving. They're still on Yavin 4.
He leaves with he's got to go with Bale.
Yeah.
He's
He's
going with Bale.
Bale's program. He's Bale's protocol droid.
Oh,
It's
that's
his
all
ship.
messed up then. You pointed out a huge hole.
Yes.
No, he can't go with
He
Bale.
doesn't go with Bale.
Yeah, because Bale gets Antilles to take him back to Alderaan, which means that the Tantive 4 is not on the planet, and Leia wouldn't be on it unless she was already on. Unless they, you know,
Yeah.
The base
Now-
on Yavin 4 is not the only base, as we know.
no,
on
but,
Rebels.
but Bale is on there, and he's speaking with Mon Mothma right after they have decided not to fight. So it's right when Jen is leaving to head to Scarif.
I have to go to Alderaan.
Yeah.
And I trust her with my life, so he's going to meet up. So we know Leia isn't on Yavin 4 at that point. At least.
And we know Bale isn't because he's on Alderaan.
He-
Well, he could have, but he could have taken the Tantive. There was plenty of time before that battle happened. He could have.
but
Yeah,
why
'cause
come
they don't
back?
show up.
But why come back and pick up C-3PO and R2-D2?
Well, but he didn't.
They
He-
went
he-
somewhere.
He,
They're
probably
somewhere.
took them with him and then wiped 3PO and put him on the Tantive with Leia and Antilles.
But the Tantive was docked on the main battleship, the Mon Calamari battleship that they
Right.
disabled.
Exactly. Because the Tantive came out of it. Now, there's been a hypothesis put out there. I haven't watched it with this information, but apparently there's one ship that is just deciding to fight after a lot of them have left. I can't remember the name of the captain, but there's some dialogue that says Captain so-and-so has decided to fight. And the theory is that R2 and C-3PO went with him and somehow got on.
That would make sense. Well, he's the Mon Calamari general.
Right.
That's who they say has decided to fight. So if they're
He's
on
the
that,
main guy. That's
so,
like
so
looking
if they're
down.
on his ship, then yes, they could get right onto the
Right.
Tantive 4
Right.
if it docks with that ship.
Okay.
Because it didn't.
But-
it came from there. It doesn't mean it arrived there with him.
Now that ship wouldn't have landed. They would have had to take some sort of transport up to it because that was one of those huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an orbital or a
Yeah.
But just
Well, there just wasn't
just
room in
point
the-
it out there.
in the
It's
jungle.
like how are we going to squeeze R2 and C-3PO in there?
Interesting. Interesting.
So that's that's a little something. Now they could have very easily had R2 and C-3PO standing aside of Leia at the end when she turns around.
Yeah, because they've got to be. That's kind of why that might be one tenet that they have to hold to is that R2 and 3PO got to be in. Well, no, hopefully not in the later ones, in the later standalones. But it makes sense that they're.
If they
in this
find a
one.
way to put R2 and C-3PO in the Han standalone,
No, I don't think they'll need to.
I mean, I like.
They can't
I
because
mean,
Han only comes into the picture when
Yeah, but
Luke and Obi-Wan need to get off.
Who's to say that in his travels they don't cross paths? They
Yeah,
could
but-
do it, and they could do it, but
I
it
hope
would-
they don't.
It would be shoehorned in, like, all right, we get it. They're in every one of the films, but that was
Yeah.
something that occurred to me. Like, if the rebel fleet's already left, how can
Interesting.
R2 and but apparently there was a lagging general that was like, okay, I'll fight. Apparently
they
the
weren't all
Rebel
in agreement.
Alliance is just that, an alliance. So it's not like one general says, everybody fight. It's like, will you fight? Will you fight? Will you fight? And they all have to, decide
Right.
for themselves. And apparently one general decides at the very last. And theoretically, that's how R2 and C-3PO get into the,
Okay.
But we'll see. I think we'll probably watch it at least once more. We can check out that theory.
It would have been easy to just throw them in there with Leia. They could have been
Yeah.
right there with
Just-
her, or going down the hallway, or something on the Tanda 4.
Or basically crossing while Vader's chopping and totally miss getting hit because apparently they're impervious to laser fire, at least in A New Hope.
All right. Well, all right. Let's
Oh, okay.
get near where we're at. So they get the plans, and there's a Back to the Future level of things that they have to do to get the plans up to the.
Yeah. What the hell's with a little Galaxy Quest chopper thing? I don't know what that is. Is that
the two handles
No,
to
no,
get
no,
the...
No.
When-
When
when-
she's got to jump up.
when
The
Cass-
port that
Oh,
opens and
that.
closes.
Cassius has
yes.
already been hit. They think, she thinks he's dead. And good on her for not doing that. Oh, and climbing down, no.
No.
Plans are the number
Mission.
one thing. So she takes care of that, and then, of
Right.
course, he's back, and,
I mean, who knew she was doing CrossFit?
But she's, yeah, seriously, her abs must be perfect, because she, hooked herself right up, but that seemed unnecessary.
Yeah.
It was like chomp, open, chomp. I'm like, okay, what purpose does that serve?
Action beat.
Yeah, exactly.
But why?
I felt like Tim Allen going, "Who designed this ship? Why does it do this?"
My theory on one thing on the reshoots is that one shot of her on the outside by the dish reline, like when the TIE fighter came up in the trailer, I have a feeling that was him in the original. That was Cassian in the original thing. Stole one and shot Krennic, and I'm glad they took that out because it was
Good
way
call.
hokey.
Good call.
Makes sense. Because that's the
K2.
Could have been. Well, it's the classic thing of, oh no, the Chewie thing. It's the Chewie ATST from Endor. It's like, oh, I'm screwed, and it's going to shoot the bad guys behind me.
The what now? The what now?
The chicken walker.
ST.
Thank you.
Wait, what?
The thing that I was most worried about at the Battle of Scarif was that either the dish was going to get shot or crashed into, because that fucks the whole thing immediately.
Yeah, you're screwed after that.
Well, you have a Death
It's a
Star.
good
You don't
thing
need to
the
run a
Imper-
ship into it. You just shoot it from space.
yeah.
It's good thing nobody on the bad side
Thought of
realized that. It's
Yeah,
like,
exactly. It's like, you could stop this whole thing. Just destroy the dish. Save your multi-trillion-dollar installation with all your original plans that you keep and your gorgeous beachfront property. Nah, let's nuke the whole damn thing.
Yeah. Yep.
And nuke it they do. So, Jen uploads it, realigns that dish because,
Realigns that dish.
more tension, please.
tension,
Can we
more
have some more
tension?
tension? And, of course, Krennic decides to show up right as she's coming back from realigning
Right.
the dish.
He's like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah. That was kind of cool.
Takes the obligatory Star Wars shoulder shot.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Gets it twice in the film, actually.
Yes.
Yes. That's true. He does. Nobody lost an arm, though. Nobody got their arm cut off or shot off or anything.
Yeah, no.
And what I did really like is that her and Cassian didn't kiss at the end.
Thank God.
That
But it
was-
looked like they were going there.
Yeah,
It looked like they were
but it was
going
more
there
like
for the,
No,
the
they were-
elevator ride down. They're all
they were
but they did.
sharing. They were, because at that point they did not know that they were going to die just yet. It wasn't until were they on the tower when they saw it when the shot hit?
No.
No.
They were
They were
well
on
on
the
their
beach.
way down.
They were on the
beach. They were
So
on the beach
until
when the shot
then,
hit.
they didn't. At that point, they knew, and all that kind of holding each other close. That was just a human moment. Like, hey,
we did our job.
it's us, no one else. Your father would be proud of you. It's not like, hey, that wave of
all I need is 30
that
seconds.
wave of plasma ain't gonna be here. Come on, you want to do a little?
Yeah, I'm
Or
glad.
Jen could have said that to Cassius. Come on,
Sure, all she needs is 30 seconds.
she's a woman. Good girl. But no, like I said, that would have really, really pissed me off.
Yeah,
Like,
it was a nice touch. That they
I've
did.
always loved you. It's like, oh, shut up.
Yeah,
So no, and it was good.
Always for the
And-
last 2 days.
Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
You know, and
Flash,
the
I love you,
you know,
but we only have 14 hours to save the Earth.
Gordon's alive. The shuttle pilot got the bomb and thing.
Yep.
He's dead.
He's
K2SO dead. You know,
Shirt and blaze.
I hate
Shirt and bays
all the
taking shit out.
All the people dead.
dead.
And
Everyone.
it had to be that way. The convoluted shit they would have had to gone through to keep any of them alive and get them off the planet would have been like,
Yeah.
really?
And to
No.
where did they disappear to after? But
Exactly.
I agree with you. The fact that Disney went there was
Well, apparently they were this film was given permission to be darker. This isn't the family. Misa want to do this bullshit.
yeah.
Go dark, make it real.
Yeah.
I mean, see a little bit of anger, a little bit of just dark.
Yeah.
Dark.
Speaking of dark, the
The final scene.
sickest part of the movie is just that dark shot. You hear the breathing and then the lightsaber.
And these rebel
No.
soldiers are
No,
looking
they're
like
all in the corridor.
they're all like figuring out
and they're
what's
like
going
all
on.
of a sudden, they're like
What is
they
that?
you could tell they sensed
Yeah.
something. Then you heard the breathing. You're like, oh. And
But
then,
that
and
shot.
then that red
saber?
that red, the red lipstick came out and it kicked some ass. And for the first time, you got to see Vader actually fighting, not just
Yeah.
I will turn you, my son, or
Dun.
Obi-Wan.
Dun.
This is. Oh yeah, the
Dun.
900 laser blasts coming at him, and he's just like with one hand going, and I'm done with
I
this.
love it.
all
He did
four.
both. He did both hands. He was like blocking and
He's using the
slashing,
Force to
using
take
the
away
Force,
guns.
Force choke and putting you on the ceiling and pushing you into
and
other
then
people.
cutting your behind
And
in.
at that moment, I said to myself, you know what? Let the young Han movie be the third one. While we've got James Earl Jones, I want more Darth Vader kick-assery post Revenge of the Sith, pre Rogue One.
Yeah.
That
I
is
want
exactly what I
that
want.
because his legend of being just. I want more.
Well, now you know
Mustafar
why
Castle.
he's. Yeah, now you know why he's so
There
scared.
could be a fantastic Darth Vader-based film between A New Hope and Empire, where the ship spins off into space and then he ends up at Hoth. What happens in that period
Right,
of time?
right,
There
when he
could
gets
be
back to-
where he hunts down the
Oh,
rebels.
I want to be there when the Emperor and him see each other again. Like
Mm.
we've all seen the
I
Robot
feel like-
Chicken.
What the hell is an
one.
aluminum falcon?
He's crying.
I feel
He's
like,
actually crying.
I feel like that would be less believable. Not to shoot your theory down, but having after he spins off, he lands.
I mean, there's stories that can be told in the middle of everything.
Well, no. The reason I say that is because we see him in A New Hope battling Obi-Wan, doing this whole X cross fighting lightsaber wah.
He's no Darth Maul.
He's just matching. He's matching his opponent. Is what's happening there. Obi-Wan is old, and and Obi-Wan's also drawing things out. He has a plan. He's got to get them off of the Death Star.
Right. He just needs to hold Vader off enough.
Yeah.
And then, of course, when he finally says, "Oh, they're safe," he gets killed, and then Luke fucks it up and going, "No!" Like, dude, you were safe. All the stormtroopers were looking the other way, and then you had to scream like a little bitch, and now they're all shooting at you. And of course, they're missing, so you're fine.
Yeah.
No, but I want a Darth Vader
Yes.
standalone. Call it young Darth Vader film because he's not Anakin anymore. Just after he goes no like a whiny bitch, you know he's new Vader. So, let's
From Sith, from Revenge of the Sith, all the way to
to
New Hope.
yeah.
To the end, or to where we see him in
Rogue One. Exactly.
Exactly.
Let's build the legend of Vader. I mean, I'm sorry. Let's have him go and just kill some motherfucker.
Reference his fight with Ahsoka and Ezra on whatever place that was.
Yep, and that still hasn't all played out. We still
Exactly.
don't know what happened to Ahsoka. So, 'cause-
But the reason I say let's have that be the second standalone is James Earl Jones is in his 80s.
yeah,
My interest in a young Vader film drops precipitously.
Because all you need to do is
With
get him in
James-
studio. You do it all with stunt guy, obviously.
Exactly.
Of course. Well, not they ever did, but I mean, they could do so much with it.
Exactly.
And just keep him around.
If anything, it's like, you know how they take someone's voice and uses them to do GPS, on the driving thing. Get James Earl Jones in the studio.
Just
for
record
2
a
or
bunch
3
of
weeks
words.
and just keep talking. Keep
record
talking.
every
Just
word
every-
you possibly can
Every word.
say.
Like every word, say it 5 different ways. The, and
It'll
so
come
they
out
can-
sounding
Have
like
him
that.
read the unabridged dictionary.
Come out sounding like that South Park episode where they cut up Isaac Hayes'
Oh,
voice
yes.
and just
Yeah.
used every word he
Or
ever
chef, yeah. But
So
but
the-
it was lovely, just
that
lovely.
that end,
scene.
the end of that movie is and that shot of him standing like just looking out over out space like is amazing. And when they
with the
cut,
space wind blowing
Yep.
his cape because space wind exists.
there are
the
so
exhaust
It's
from
the
the
exhaust from
Tantive
the. Yes, thank
the
you.
10-4 exhaust.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
and then
Is that how it
they
is?
cut to the Tantive and they went back to the original music from the top of, or at least a same instruments or something. But
They changed the key, but I know what you mean.
But I
It
mean, it's they quote it. They
They're-
set that scene.
they're
It's
feathering.
that fucking white hallway. It's those
They're
guys
feathering.
with the big bike
And
helmets.
it's
huh?
super white.
super
like
white,
super white.
super duper white. And then we get CG Leia.
You know what? I thought that they made her face a little chubby, CGI Leia, and then I watched. After Carrie died, I just felt the urge to watch A New Hope again. I wanted to oh no, they got it exactly right.
Yeah.
Okay,
She talks about that in an interview, which she makes fun of the hair
Because it's so big.
because it's so big. She's
It
saying
is
you
big.
take a girl that already has this problem. She's got the baby fat and the chubby cheeks, and then you expand it.
See that was actually
I thought the side buns on her hair was too big. I was like, I feel like they were.
that was one of the things that made me most upset when she died. Was like I really wanted to hear her talk about CG Leia for the next few years. And
Oh, that
her
would've been
take
lovely.
on because her
At least for one.
Oh yeah, it's
least
just
for
she
one
was
year,
so
'cause-
goddamn funny about everything. To hear her talk about do that to me in real life or whatever would have been unbelievable.
well, apparently people are a little raw about Carrie's death in a few tweets. That have you heard about this? Mm-mm. Well, apparently one that was rightfully a little crass, one that was
I
was
liked it.
very well intentioned. The one that was a little crass was came out from Cinnabon.
Oh, I like that one.
That said, we always said you had the best buns in the galaxy.
That was
And
cool.
not just, let me finish.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I get that. It did come across a little crass and a little sexist to me. I get it. The joke is hilarious
and
because the
and a
Cinnabons,
little optionist as well.
yeah,
agree.
it's just like, maybe that's something to make a joke about maybe in a month. Just,
If that
don't-
same joke would have come out with some cool forward-thinking graphic designer,
if she had-
There
it would've
was.
No, I'm saying the same thing. Not if it came from some cool graphic designer,
not a company.
not a company.
Oh yeah,
it would have been
Okay.
fine. I think.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Now the other one was Steve Martin.
What the hell
did he
was that
say?
about?
He basically, I can't remember the exact wording, was, when I was a young man, Carrie Fisher was, the most beautiful woman ever, and I loved the fact that she was also
No, then I met her and I
then I
realized
met her and she was witty and smart. And I went, okay, so she's beautiful, she's witty, and so what's the problem? I mean, if you're looking to get offended, you could find offense in anything. I thought that was, if it was
thought that was
somebody who
sweet.
had never
And
he
it
met
was-
her. I'm sure Carrie Fisher was hanging around SNL in the 70s with
Paul
dating-
Simon.
and Paul
They
Simon.
were married for a while,
Right,
and-
and Steve Martin was one of the OG
Yeah.
SNL hosts back in the day. And that just was like a personal remembrance, and he deleted it. And I was like, no, that,
Yeah.
I mean...
Well, and it was written in Steve Martin in his language.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly how he talks. That's how he set it up. And it was just like, when I was young, she was the most beautiful creature I had ever seen. and come to find out, or imagine my surprise when she turned out to be bright and witty as well, or something like that.
Yeah.
That's just how Steve Martin
What
talks.
are you
That's
saying? A beautiful woman can't be smart and
Right,
witty as
that's-
And that was, he was being ironic. It's just like she was this, and that's
Yeah.
but I noticed this first.
Right. Or that, for most of us, we've never met her. So it's like, wow, she's so beautiful. He met her and like, hey, she's also smart and very witty. I see no problem with that. But everyone's looking for a reason to,
And do these people really care about Carrie either? They're just
No.
looking. They're trolls.
No,
They
it's
just want to be offended
It's
by
the
something.
outrage machine. It's just like, I need to find something to rail against. Trust me, there's plenty to be upset about in this world. And speaking of things to be offended about,
Yep.
guess who's going to show up in the Young Han film?
Who?
Medication time. Medication time.
We ran out of time. I will tell you next week.
The 9 Billion Names of Pod was conceived, written, and performed by Michael Reed and Dan Bauman, with Abdul Beni Hassan as the sound of splintering wood. Research, transportation, and exasperated looks by Courtney Lohner. Technical assistance by Cubase, Pro Tools, Skynet, QLab, Deep Thought, Big Brother, and Eddie, your shipboard computer. Financial consideration provided by the Wayne Foundation, Stark Industries, the Prawn Brothers, and LexCorp. Legal counsel by the offices of Howard and Fine. We love you. We know. Our intro music was written by Tim Akers. This podcast was sponsored by Deep Shag Records and is a production of Audio Primate. Throw us a couple stars on iTunes, why don't you? Check us out on DazGarageRadio.net. Listen, watch on YouTube. Listen on SoundCloud. Stream us on Stitcher. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Or email us, comlink@billionpod.com. Until this happens again, I'm Dan Bauman.
It's been a pleasure to be Matt Jones.
And I'm Paul McPherson.
I'm Michael Reed.
LOZ!
Audio Primate.